The day comes, that most surely will, when Titanic 2 sails into New York, you'll be able to say that you were here tonight when it all began.
He wants to convince all the non-believers that his cockeyed dream of building Titanic 2 is about to happen.
Hey, I'm Flix, and today I'm talking about the man, the myth, the legend that is Clive Palmer, builder of the Titanic 2, and self-proclaimed humble meme merchant. I think the best way to understand who Clive is and what he's like is to listen to his own song.
Clive for Canberra, Clive for history, for going back in time, yes it's Clive. Clive for carbon,
abolish the carbon tax.
Clive for mining,
There's nothing in it for me.
for climate change denying, yes it's Clive.
One of the benefits of global warming is there's so many icebergs
Building the Titanic,
here on the Titanic 2.
bringing back Jurassic, for going back in time, yes it's Clive.
You've got people that haven't run a tuck shop.
Clive for tuck shops, Clive for weight loss,
Well, I've lost a bit of weight.
Clive for big changes, yes it's Clive.
And our policy will nearly be identical to the Liberal Party.
Clive will get
So Clive, the person who is building the second Titanic, doesn't believe in climate change, but says if it does exist, it'd be good because there won't be any icebergs for his boat to be crash into like the original. In the song, it talks about Clive loving the past. You can tell that already from him attempting to build the Titanic 2. But he currently owns a dinosaur park called Palmasaurus, right? And at one point, it was the largest dinosaur animatronics park in the world, with over 160 animatronics. But this, just like most of his other ventures, failed. And the place was closed down for 2015 for redevelopment, and to this day, still hasn't opened, almost 4 years on. So if you don't get it, Clive is basically the B-Tech Donald Trump, except somehow less electable, more eccentric, and, crazy. More crazy, I guess. Just like to say, I don't mean that literally, just in case you want to, like, maybe come after me, Clive. I'd rather, you know. I don't want to start something, but 2015 was the year that Titanic 2 actually stopped production, and the Palmasaurus closed down for its so-called redevelopment. Which also happens to be the last time Clive Palmer's wealth was listed publicly in magazines and such. And if you look at it, that was years after his money pretty much going down the drain, at least $1 billion a year. Anyway, thankfully for us, the Titanic 2 is back in production after its financial troubles. So if you would like to drown at the bottom of the ocean in a replica of one of the world's most famous ships, that is something you can do in only 3 years' time, so I'll see you on board. Unfortunately this time though, the boat will have the right amount of lifeboats. Or fortunately, depending on if you care about people's lives, so. Talking about wrecks, that brings me to Clive Palmer's political ad campaign for re-election into Parliament. The strategy is weird, to say the least. One of his major catchphrases is, "Make Australia great," and I've got no clue where he came up with that fantastic and original catchphrase. It's clearly very original, and I've got no clue how this man came up with such an amazing phrase all on his own. The other parts of his strategy included parody songs, video games, and memes. Some of these memes relate to his party, and some of them are bat crazy. And this is without mentioning his video game, in which he has the opposition leader Bill Shorten as a literal cockroach and enemy, as well as the Premier of Queensland and a radio presenter. There's only a couple of the people who are actually enemies in the game. Seriously, go take a look at this, it's crazy. A lot of these I found on Twitter, right? And most of them are supposed to be Facebook memes. So it's like for Palmer, heart for that. Something about Palmer simply baffles me, like with his ad campaign. He's got 2 parody songs just for his video game. He's also got a parody song that was used in an advert, right? Which he did not have the rights to. In fact, the actual original band is trying to have a go at him on Twitter for using it. They actually contacted them to ask permission, and then, without actually gaining that permission, ran the ad with the music. This is an official political ad, which actually at the end has the authorized by Clive Palmer. One of the most crazy songs that he's done, though, is Palmer Butter Jelly. It baffles me that this is an official ad campaign from Clive Palmer on his party's YouTube channel. And this video game is incredibly simplistic and simply crazy. The amount of money he must have spent on it would have been within the hundreds of dollars if you look at it. It looked like it was made from scratch in a literal weekend. I'm confused how this man was elected successfully in the first place. But somehow he might do it again?
But you pretty much conquered Australia. You don't want to conquer the world?
Well, I don't see life in that way, or I have conquering anything, you know? I don't see conquering as being important. What's important is trying to do the right thing by people and creating a service, if you can, for the community, and that's what we've done.
Thank you for watching, everyone. This was my first commentary video, so I should get better in the future. Please don't go around sending hate over to Clive. This is just a bit of fun. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.